Bryant, Rathway, half-court shot, knocks it down!
So that's just the kind of answer English had to have.
She is feeling it right now with Lady Titan. That is going to be a kick return for a touchdown for Reggie Hobbs.
Marco Venegas is taking over the game offensively.
Well, you mentioned the athletic ability here. That was a perfect example of it.
Miles now throwing down the left side. Great pass to Lisi. Madison Park is your 2009 Boston City champion. Hello everyone, welcome to Mayor Menino's Game of the Week. We're at the last game here at the TD Garden of the Boys Division I State Semifinals. Central Catholic Raiders taking on the Madison Park Cardinals. I'm Pat Flaherty, along with my partner Alan Platt. Alan, when you talk about both Madison Park and Central Catholic, you got to start in the middle with the big guys.
Most definitely. We've seen David Campbell all year from Madison Park, seen him about 3 or 4 times, and he's just been fantastic on both ends of the court, offensively and defensively. A couple of times getting some foul trouble, which may be an issue today. He has to be real careful because he's going against a kid of 6'11" with Central Catholic, probably one of the biggest centers in Division I in the state. So it'll be a major challenge for Madison Park to see how they play, mix their zones up just to go against that kind of height.
Now, when you talk about Central Catholic, you did touch on Carson DeRosiers, but also Jimmy Zenovich having a really good tournament for this Raider basketball team.
He's probably been the best player for them in the tournament. He's 6'7", a lot more size, but far more athletic and a little more versatile than the DeRosiers. So a bit of a different type of challenge for Madison Park because Dennis Wilson's team used to being quick and fast and running away from everybody. You got to rebound first. Absolutely. If you don't rebound, you can't run. So that's going to be the challenge for Madison Park. As for Central Catholic, I don't think they've seen anybody as good as Brathwaite, their point guard from Madison Park. He's probably playing the top of his game, playing like the best point guard in the state. So both teams have a major challenge. But I will say one stat. Both teams have only lost one game all season. It's been a long season, and they've both been tested during the tournament. Madison Park had to go into overtime to beat Brockton, all right, and Central Catholic had a couple of close games also. So it hasn't been really a cakewalk. They're both tested, and they've earned their way here.
Let's go to center court for the national anthem.
Wiggins from Central Catholic High School will sing our national anthem.
Excellent job doing the national anthem from that student from Central Catholic. We are just about ready for the opening tip-off. As we mentioned before, this is the last game of the night. The Division I state semifinals. Both these teams, as you mentioned, Alan, one loss to each of them during the season. Of course, we talked about Madison before losing to East Boston in that first matchup, but then beating them by 20 points the second time they played them. And that's been the only blemish on their season so far.
Well, none of it matters right now. They've reached the goal of making it to the Eastern Mass Final. Of course, the winner of this goes to Worcester later in the week to play for the overall state championship, but you got to take care of business here first. And this is the excitement of it. These teams have definitely earned their way here. And I tell you, one of the funny things about you watch the players walking out, and they've definitely heard about each other, and so they're sort of looking at each other up and down, and probably saying, "Oh, that's the quick kid. That's the real. Oh, well, he's bigger than I thought he was." That kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, it's basketball. Once they take a couple of minutes to get settled in, it should be a good game.
Starters for Madison Park: David Campbell, Spencer Brathwaite, Jamal McCollum, Kevin Stokes, and Jameel Mokeet.
Zone for Madison because of all that height. Central Catholic.
Three-point shot, top of the key, no good for Central Catholic. They get the offensive rebound. There's Carson DeRozes, the 6'11 center. Zenovich can't hit the jump shot. Another offensive board for the Raiders. Fighting for the rebound is number 21, Luis Puelo.
Now Jamal McCollum's going to be called for the foul. We figured that Madison Park would come on some form of a zone, because when you have that huge size differential, you want to move bodies around and guard areas instead of trying to play straight up man. But I think at some point in the game, Dennis Wilson, head coach for Madison, probably go to some man if he needs to pick the pace up.
Another offensive rebound for Central Catholic. This time Zenovich knocks down the jumper from the baseline. Spencer Brathwaite, the talented point guard for the Cardinals. Spencer, jump shot from the corner, well off the mark. They fight for the loose ball, and it looks like the Raiders have it. DeRozers thought about a three. Carson out of the basket. Can't hit it, gets his own rebound. Gets the bucket and the foul. Carson DeRozers gonna try for a three-point play.
Yeah, we talked about him being 6'11". He used every inch of it that time to get that offensive putback. Showed good mobility on the drive, actually, because he cleared himself and just put up a little too hard the first time. But if you stay in the area, keep your hands up, you're going to have a chance for a three-point play like he does right here.
And he can't hit the first free throw. David Campbell comes away with a rebound. Brathwaite gets the ball stolen by Puelo. Quickly down the floor is Luis. He gets the layup. And quickly, Central Catholic is on top 7-0 here to start off the first quarter. Brathwaite inside the lane, dumps it down to Mokeet. Swatted away by DeRozers.
Like a 2-1-2 zone set for Madison Park with David Campbell in the middle trying to protect the basket.
Three-point shot off the mark. McCollum tries to save it. Brathwaite picks up the loose ball, and Madison's coming the other way. Stokes now down the sideline. He's got Campbell to his right. David Campbell hits the layup for Madison Park.
Fast break for Madison Park, getting their first 2 points.
DeRozers gets it back to Morales. Alvarez now on the block. Almost gets the ball stolen away by Jameel Mokeet.
He did a good job just going after the ball and got pushed away to draw a foul.
So that foul is on
Alvarez.
Michael Alvarez. Substitution for the Raiders. Coming out is Luis Puelo. Coming in is Evan Sheehan. Jamal McCollum to the basket, right at the DeRozers, can't hit the shot. Rebound comes down to Zenovich.
The drive by McCollum just had to try to finish a little softer.
Alvarez being guarded by Stokes. Zenovich, top of the key. Now it's Morales who knocks down the three-point shot. Brathwaite over to the corner. Mokeet now for three. Jamil buries it.
Full court pressure by Madison Park now.
Skip pass over to Alvarez. Michael now to the basket. Swatted away by David Campbell.
Fast break action for the Cardinals.
Brathwaite now with it at the top of the key. Spencer kicks it back out to Stokes. Kevin back to Brathwaite in the corner. Spencer dumps it down to McCullum. Can't hit the shot. Gets his own rebound. Once again, blocked by DeRozier's.
I guess McCollum doesn't believe the kid's 6'11". He keeps going at him.
Sheehan now for three for the Raiders. Short with the shot. Zenovich with the rebound. And Zenovich gets the putback.
It's almost like a twin tower effect for Central Catholic. We talked about Zenovic in the open. We're going to take a quick timeout from Madison Park. They find themselves down 12-5.
So tough start here for the Cardinals. Spencer Brathwaite so far hasn't looked very comfortable here in the opening.
What's happening is that you have the Central Catholic team. They're matching up the quicker guard Puello in the first couple minutes with Brathwaite, but what's going to end up happening? We'll still take a look at that last hoop by Central Catholic. Off the miss, you're going to see Zenovich get the offensive rebound and get the putback right away. So when you're 6'7", you keep the ball high. It's basic basketball.
Yeah, you got Zenovich, who's 6'7", DeRozier 6'11", and they're both taller than anybody on Madison Park. So coming out of the timeout, Mokeet going to inbound for the Cardinals. Kevin Stokes now bringing it up for Madison Park. Kyrie Hudson now in for the Cardinals. Brathwaite, great take to the basket.
Nice line cut in the back door. Hudson delivered the pass right on the money.
Morales looking to Sheehan in the corner. Zenovich, skip pass. Alvarez now for three, short with the shot. I think Campbell deflected it.
Madison wants to run.
Kevin Stokes pushing it up for the Cardinals. Mokeet off the up fake. Jamil tries to get it to Kyrie Hudson, and it's stolen away by Zenovich. And Morales tried to find Zenovich down low, but the ball sailed out of bounds. Substitutions for the Raiders. Number 14, Andrew Willett coming in. Jamal McCullum also coming in for the Cardinals for David Campbell, and Tyler Pettis coming in for Jamil Mokeet.
Putting more shooting on the floor for Madison Park with Pettis.
Brathwaite splitting the double team. Spins inside the lane. Floater is no good. Spencer fouled on the floor. Michael Alvarez with the foul. Excuse me, that was on Evan Sheehan. Sheehan's first personal foul. Kevin Stokes pulls up for a jumper, can't hit it. And DeRozier's pulls down the rebound. Quickly up to Zenovich. Nice pass down low. Shot is blocked, that time by Jamal McCullum. Excuse me, that was Kevin Stokes making the block. And this time we get a foul on Spencer Brathwaite.
After that rough start from Madison Park, they've had a couple of fast break opportunities, which is their kind of game. That's what they want to get going. Turnover, wants to turn it into a fast break again.
Brathwaite working on Morales, gets the ball knocked away. Loose ball comes out to Willett, and now Morales has it for the Raiders.
The traveling violation. Good job by Stokes. Created that turnover by jumping into the passing lane. Carlton Bennett in for Madison Park.
Kevin Stokes bringing it up for the Cardinals, gets it out to Pettis. Tyler for three, and he hit it.
No, we know that's what Tyler does. That's his main job, is spot up, get open, and fire up threes.
DeRozier's pass down to Willett. Shot is blocked. DeRozier's now lays it up and in for the Raiders. Pettis tries to get it into Kyrie Hudson. Ball knocked out of bounds, going to stay with the Cardinals. McCollum inside the lane, spin move, gets fouled on his way to the hoop.
That was a good job. Now, McCollum came back in the game, and I'm sure one of the coaches said to him, listen, you've got to use some type of fake, either head fake, shoulder fake, something to get the big guys in the air. Did a good job with that spin move.
So Jamal McCollum now at the free throw line for Madison Park. And Jamal cannot hit the first free throw. Substitutions for the Raiders. Number 22, Cam Roblowski coming in for Jacob Morales. And McCollum hits the second free throw. Coming back in for the Cardinals, the big man David Campbell and point guard Spencer Brathwaite. Coming out is Jamal McCollum and shooting guard Kevin Stokes. Madison now in a full court press. Stolen away there by Brathwaite. Stokes down on the basket. Excuse me, that was Pettis going on the basket. And stepping out of bounds was Carlton Bennett.
A little over anxious that time. After they got the steal, the Madison Park players ran into each other.
DeRozierson throws it off Campbell's knee. And Roblowski knocking down the three for Central Catholic.
Similar to Pettis, comes right off the bench and hits a three.
Bennett, tough shot, hits the floater over the 6'11" DeRoziers. DeRozier's now bringing it up for Central Catholic.
It's that scramble press for Madison Park. We've seen it during the course of the season, and they want to pick the pace up.
Zenovich back to Roblowski. DeRozier's now popping up for three, and he hits it.
Showing some versatility. He's been inside most of the game, but he's passed the ball well, and as you mentioned, goes out to the baseline to hit a three.
Under a minute here to go in the first quarter. Central Catholic on top of Madison Park, 2013. Tyler Pettis can't hit the three. DeRozier's with the rebound.
Got that sliding, like a 1-2-2 now. As there's
Nice pass down low to Zenovich.
Campbell got caught that time looking the other way.
Pettis skip pass over to Spencer Brathwaite. Inside to David Campbell. Off the up fake, Campbell can't hit the jump shot. And the rebound comes down to Willett.
Yeah, one of those tough lock shots. That's Campbell's bread and butter. Gets in the lane. That one just sort of rolled out on him.
Substitution for Central Catholic as Michael Alvarez comes back in. Andrew Willett takes a seat. Two seconds left to go, and the clock's going to run out before Central Catholic can get a shot off. So after the first quarter here at the 2010 Division I state semifinals, Central Catholic on top of Madison Park, 22-13. And you just saw the big man, DeRozier's and Zenovich, pretty much dominate that first quarter.
Well, we talked about him in the open, and that's the challenge for Madison Park, going against that kind of size. DeRozier's a little more versatile than I remember him from last season. Right. He's polished his game a little bit, and Zenovich working that baseline, passes the ball well, goes right to the backboard, and I mean it's like fundamental ball. And I think that what we're seeing now is a Central Catholic team is very comfortable in their offense. They haven't been flustered by the full court press by Madison Park. There's one turnover, but they got the ball right back. Madison Park, probably the best thing that happened to them in their first quarter is that David Campbell didn't get a foul.
Right.
So he played the first 8 minutes foul-free. He can be aggressive. They've only gone to him once or twice in the post because of that big DeRozier, 6'11". Doesn't make sense to challenge that kind of size, but we've seen Campbell step out, 10, 12 feet and hit shots. I think starting this quarter, we'll see him get the ball more on offense.
Also, Spencer Brathwaite kind of started out kind of slow, but then you see him make that back cut. He pushed the ball up the floor there for the Cardinals later on in the first quarter.
Oh, he's the key to the whole offense. And right now, I'm sure Dennis Wilson's telling him, listen, guys, you've got to stay fresh out there. If you're tired, tell me, sub out, because we got to keep this pace going to try to tire out these big kids for Central Catholic.
You're right. I saw it seemed like Madison Park had more substitutions than normal in that first quarter because, like you said, they want to run more against this big
clearly want to run.
Raider team.
Definitely want to run. I think that until Campbell can get going, Tyler Pettis is going to be a key guy. He made one out of his two first three-point shots. So if he can make a couple more, then that'll set Madison's Park offense in good shape.
Coming out of the timeout, Madison's got Bennett, Pettis, David Campbell, Spencer Braithwaite, and Kyrie Hudson. They try to get it to Campbell. He gets it back out to Pettis. Tyler again for three. Again, Tyler hits it.
Tyler strokes him. I tell you, it doesn't take long for him to get it up.
2 for 3 from behind the arc for Tyler Pettis.
But again, see, they all started out by having the ball going to Campbell. And once he was double teamed, he kicked it right back out to his shooter.
DeRozier's short jumper, no good. Rebound to Zenovich. He gets his shot blocked. Pettis comes away with the rebound. Braithwaite now up to Bennett. Carlton gets it back out to Spencer Braithwaite. Campbell working on Zenovich. Tough shot, but he rattles it home.
Those soft hands. Makes all the difference in the world. See, he's wide enough that even though he's not as tall as Zenovich, he can get a little bit of a bump to create some space, get that shot off. To start this quarter, Madison's actually slowing down the offense for Central Catholic.
Alvarez now from the corner for three. Shot no good. Kyrie Hudson coming away with the rebound. David Campbell facing Zenovich. Strong move to the basket. Hook shot, couldn't hit it. Kyrie Hudson with the rebound, and he gets fouled underneath.
Cuello reached in, but again, this is what we've seen Madison Park do all season. The forwards rebound. Campbell's the main scorer up front, but if his shot comes off, either Hudson or McCollum, all year they've been doing this. Good job by Hudson that time to keep it alive, get himself to the free throw line.
Kyrie Hudson, the junior forward for Madison Park. Knocks down the first free throw. Substitution for the Cardinals. Kevin Stokes coming back in. Carlton Bennett taking a seat.
Bennett did a good job. See, he's a little bigger than Stokes, so he was able to use his length effectively in that half-court press. And he made that little floater shot also.
And Hudson hits both free throws. Cuts the lead down to 2 with 6:24 left to go in the second quarter. 7-0 run for the Cardinals to start off this quarter.
Need some more three-quarter court pressure. Good patience by Central Catholic.
Cuello gets it inside to DeRozier's. Cuello now for a deep three. Hits the top of the backboard. Zenovich with the offensive rebound. Hudson gets a shot blocked. Campbell gets a block shot in there as well. Pettis thought about a real deep three.
That was deep in the pro line.
And they're going to call a traveling violation on David Campbell.
Good defense that time. They shut off his drive and forced him to try to readjust. Both groups of fans are happy with the officiating so far.
The question is, which one's right? DeRozier's to the basket.
He's going to slam that one.
Yeah. I don't think David Campbell wanted to see that.
He wound up on that one too. It's on Campbell. Yeah, Campbell went to challenge him, but just the first on Campbell.
I'm impressed with this kid, DeRozier's. I've never actually seen him play. I've definitely read about him, but he's a little more athletic than I thought he was.
Well, I'll tell you, I saw him as a sophomore, and then I saw him once last year. He's clearly improved his game a lot. Before, as a sophomore, he was mainly a defender, shot blocker, and rebounder, but now he's really created a full offensive arsenal for himself.
Knocks down the second free throw. Great pass to David Campbell for the slam.
Somehow or other, one of the Central Catholic defenders just didn't realize that Campbell had gotten behind everybody.
1 point lead now for Central Catholic. They almost turned the ball over. Puelo going to dribble it back up top. Morales now for three. Can't rattle that one home. Pettis now pushing it up the floor for the Cardinals.
He's got to work the baseline and try to get open.
Brathwaite tries to dump it down to Hudson. And it's knocked out of bounds. Going to stay Cardinal basketball. Substitution for Madison Park. Jamil Mokeek coming in for Pettis. Jamal McCullum also coming in for the Cardinals. He's going to take out Kyrie Hudson.
Good substitutions because the way they're scrambling on their defense in the half court, everyone's moving much more than they're used to.
David Campbell, tough turnaround jumper, but he hits it.
First lead for Madison Park.
Cardinals on top, 24-23. Stolen away by Brathwaite. Spencer. Short jumper, rattles it home.
Timeout, Central Catholic. Nice run by Madison Park.
Yeah, they start this quarter off with a 13-1 run.
Let's watch it again. And you're in a 1-2-2, three-quarter court press. And what happens is you get a quick steal right here by Brathwaite. Inside the foul line, you're supposed to shoot it. That's what he does, puts it home. I tell you, and we talked at the break about how David Campbell had not touched the ball that much for Madison Park. He's touched the ball 3 out of like 5 trips, scored a couple times, and then was able to get a nice assist. So that's their game. Campbell has to have the ball on offense because that forces Central Catholic's defense to do something about him, either double him or put the big guy on him. In that case, Campbell can go to work. We saw him with a nice little hook. We saw him create some space with a little bump. And Campbell's 6'5", but it's just as important as his height is his girth and his width, because he can create space by just a little bit of a bump. It's not enough to be a foul, but it's just enough to give you some space.
Just to muscle in there.
Right, and get the ball to the rim.
So a 13-3 run here for Madison Park.
What's interesting, too, we've seen both teams actually go to their strengths. I mean,
right.
It's one of those things that we may just go back and forth the whole night because Madison Park wants to push the pace and run. Meanwhile, Central Catholic wants to work the half-court set to get the ball to DeRozier's and also Zenovich.
Coming out of the timeout, Madison Park with the full court press. Zenovich from the corner can't hit the jumper. Brathwaite comes away with the rebound. He's got David Campbell running down. Campbell at the basket. Can't get the bucket, but he will go to the free throw line.
We talked about earlier, Pat. Campbell is just so deceptive because he has that strange running motion where his feet just don't come off that far off the ground, so you don't think he's going that fast.
He kind of glides
he's
down the
he's always on the end of a fast break. And give Brathwaite credit. He waited for Campbell to get in stride before he gave him the bounce pass.
And Campbell front rims the first free throw. Campbell by far